Gavin, how are you doing?
I'm good. What you been playing this week?
I finally finished Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh.
So I finished that. It's been I really just wanted to rush through it just to finally complete it. But I had mixed feelings the entire time. I would say it had fun, but then also I was complaining and grumpy the entire time.
Right.
But I still had fun on at the same time. But played that, finished it. I was almost able to avoid the spoiler at the end because there's like this big thing that happens.
The spoiler at the end.
Yeah, so there's a thing that I was almost able to avoid it. I maybe like found out about it an
It's
hour.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's in the game.
Yep. He breaks through like the Kool-Aid Man, and it was just this event that happened that I read about like an hour before I got there because I was trying to find out more about the cast because the cast is awesome, like the people that are actually in the game, and that's when it was revealed something that ended up happening an hour later. So I almost made it. But it was still like fine. Like I think at this point I can kind of put spoiler stuff out of my mind or like at least put it aside. Like, okay, this happens, but I can still have fun.
I think it's one of those ones where like, having stuff spoiled doesn't necessarily ruin it for you. Like,
yeah, it depends. But yeah, played it. I don't know about I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like mixed on as far as like, cause it's really talked about with Game of the Year kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I get that, but I have a lot of mixed feelings, and it might just be only me. Like,
right. No, I've definitely heard that from a lot of people. Like one of the things from that like girlfriend's reviews is just like it's a good game, but because Star Wars games are often so bad, it like we want it to be.
Yeah, the bar was so low.
We want to hold it a little bit higher.
Right.
So.
Yeah, for me, the combat was the most frustrating thing. So I know that they've taken a lot of influence from like the Souls games, right? That combat, that style of combat. And I wanted to get into it and really just have fun playing with the idea of the blocking, is it parlay, that kind of thing, dodging. I had a lot of fun with God of War. And
I think you mean parry.
Parry? Okay.
Yeah.
Parry.
Parlay is that like pirate thing where you like get on the ship or whatever.
Is it? Okay. I knew I was wrong, but I was like, I know I'm close. I'm in the vicinity of it. Distinctity of it, but
like YouTube can't correct me for like another week. It's fine.
Right. But so like I wanted to get into that style of gameplay because I had a lot of fun with God of War, and they really mastered that. At least for me, like it really clicked. And this one I couldn't get the timing right with what they wanted me to do, so I knew I was in my own way. So I had to drop the difficulty down, and I just felt, even though it doesn't matter, it just bummed me out because I wanted to be able to at least be on like normal or higher than that.
Right.
So for the last half of the game, I just dumped it down to like baby mode, but I had more fun that way too.
Sure. That's a good way of doing it.
But yeah, so then the story was awesome. Did you play any video games?
I played so many fucking video games because I think after our last podcast, I beat Borderlands 3.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which has, I don't think that was last week that I brought that up.
I think so. You finally had gotten through it, or maybe that was Overwatch. It was
Outer Wilds.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah, so I knew I was at least close. So yeah, I finished Borderlands 3. The ending is super fucking satisfying.
Gotcha.
It's great. But
there's DLC too. I'm not sure if it's paid. I don't know. Have you looked into that yet?
Currently, I don't believe it's paid. I had to write these down so I wouldn't forget them all. So beat Borderlands 3, then I beat The Gardens Between, then I beat Roundabout, then I beat Princess Remedy in A World of Hurt, and then I started playing Wizard of Legend, which is a roguelike, so I can't really finish it.
Gotcha.
And then last night I started What Remains of Edith Finch.
Ooh, that's one I've always meant to get into. I think I own it on PS4 too, but
dude, so it's like, I knew it was a walking simulator going in, but it's like, this is like, what if like a walking simulator was like AAA? Like the house is the environmental artist did such a good job decorating it. Feels super lived in, but by like a weird family. The story is just weird and interesting and fucking magical. Like it almost reminds me of like Studio Ghibli. Like it's probably not to that extreme, but it's just magical. Anything can happen right now.
Okay.
And it's so exciting. So, but yeah, I just wanted to beat a bunch of like there's short indie games out there, so I decided to beat that.
Like a weekend of indie games.
Yeah. So the Garden Between was super.
What's
cool.
the Garden Between?
It's like this. It's a game where basically the only thing you can do is turn time forward or back.
Okay.
And sort of interact with a few things, and you have to solve the puzzles.
That reminds me of Braid right off the bat, but I don't know if that's
it's
at all. It feels like
very different because Braid had a lot more platforming. This is literally just that's your whole powers going backward or forward in time and trying to progress it.
Like the hit movie Click with Adam Sandler.
Exactly, the hit movie, and then Roundabout, which you need to look up.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I have the trailer actually ready to go. So
it's fucking fantastic. I wish I could just sit you down and have you play it without knowing what it is.
I haven't seen the trailer for sure, so we're gonna
it's such a doofy fucking idea.
Are you just like endlessly drifting as you drive?
Your car is constantly spinning, so it's
oh, that's awesome.
Right, so you just have to deal with that.
And so you're gonna have to plan how you move because can you extend the turns, or you're always turning in the same kind of speed?
So it's basically like you move in whatever direction you want.
Gotcha.
But your car is constantly spinning, and it's got this like terrible FMV style. That part was actually really fun. Story.
I'm really digging the increase of FMV stuff in indie games. I want them to go harder in that direction because I love it.
Yes. And this one's extra funny because the main character like doesn't say a word. She just has this perfect face to react to the stupid shit that's being said to her. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
So
what did you play this on?
PC.
Gotcha.
But yeah, tons of fucking fun.